This is All Access MMA.
It is always great having downtown TJ Brown here on the program. He's going to be back in action next Saturday, January 15th. Gabriel Benítez. TJ, how's it going, man?
Man, it's going great, man. I actually just finished up some training with my good buddy Bryce and Rolly, man. We just finished up some sparring, or probably my last sparring before camp, and everything's looking good, man.
That's good. And if people didn't pick up on it, that is Bryce Mitchell, Thug Nasty, one of my favorite guys to talk to in this sport. Just a character. We'll talk about it in a bit later. But I want to talk about you, man. We haven't seen you in the cage since May of last year. I know there were some injuries. What exactly happened? Why have you been out of the cage for so long? For people who might not know.
Man, we've been biting at the bit to get back in there. You could look on my messages sent to my manager, Jason. I'm messaging him every day. Hey, man, we're getting a fight. And he's talking to Sean. And we didn't have any luck getting anything, man, and it isn't any lack of me trying or training or wanting to get back in there. But you know what? We got one now, and we're looking forward to it.
And is there anything in particular you feel like you've improved on in the gym since we last saw you? Because obviously, you're not sitting on the couch. You're in there putting in the work and putting in the time and everything. Is there one thing maybe you've improved on, or one thing maybe you're looking to showcase in this fight?
Sure. Well, one huge thing that accomplished I got is I got my black belt in jiu-jitsu. So that was a huge accomplishment for me. And I've been back there with James, and then working a lot on my cage work. Cage takedowns, cage defenses, and as I always, I'm loving working on my boxing and Muay Thai. So man, just improvements everywhere, to answer you.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. And what was it like getting that black belt? Because again, you're getting it from a pretty good guy, like your coach, Rolly Delgado. I talk about this all the time. One of the best coaches in the game, one of the best ground guys out there when it comes to the knowledge and everything. So what did it mean to get that black belt from him, of all people?
It's been a journey, man, and something that's an accomplishment I'm going to hold for the rest of my life. It isn't just a small thing. People go their whole life never getting a black belt, and it's a huge accomplishment to me. I love jiu-jitsu, man, and it's something I'll continue to do for the rest of my life. And to get it right after that big UFC win, man, it was just a dream come true, man.
Let's talk about Gabriel Benítez, 22-9 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
Well, he's a veteran. He's been in the game for a while. He's got wins standing up on the ground. He's no one I'm taking lightly, but at the same time, if you look at his last few fights, I feel like he's on a bit of a decline, and I'm really on the way up. Not to take anything from him. I think he's a great fighter, but I just think timing wise, this is my time, and I'm in a really good place on the way up, and I've seen a bit of decline from him, and I don't want to take advantage of it.
And you mentioned timing. Obviously, you've been off for a bit. How's the weight cut going? I know typically when you're off for a bit, it's tough to stay on that diet, but how are things going ahead of the fight next Saturday?
We were talking about this morning, man. I'm lighter than normal. I've just been doing a bit extra cardio, and the guys at the UFC PI actually hooked me up with those Icon meals. So, man, the weight's going good. I'm actually a little bit ahead of schedule, so I'm pumped about that, and that'll make my horrible weight cut a little bit easier.
Yeah, there you go. And you sort of referenced it there. Obviously, you getting some training in at home with Rolly Delgado and Bryce Mitchell, and then obviously you work a bit with James Krause as well. How has camp been structured leading into this?
It's been going great. I really like going up to Glory to kind of amp things up. Anytime you're out there and you're with a lot of people you really don't know, and you're in there fighting, it's like, man, everybody's got a little bit of chip on their shoulder. You know what I'm saying? So you're going in there, and you got a bit of nerves going to a different spot. And I just really enjoy going in there and getting out of my comfort zone, going with guys I don't go with every day. And it really, I like the aspect of it. Almost simulates a fight. When you're going into a fight, it's a very uncomfortable situation. So as many times as I can put myself in that uncomfortable situation and make that the norm, the better. So now I just love going out there, and not to mention, man, I get good looks, and you're training with guys from all over the world come to Glory. I think we looked in there the other day, and there was 12 guys that are in the UFC. It's like, man, where else in the Mid-South or Midwest are you going to find that? And I'm just so lucky to have built that connection with James and those guys over there, and it's just a great experience.
Who would you say you train with more than others at Glory? Is there anyone in particular you've really been working with over there as far as the training partners?
Yeah, this last time I've worked a lot with Jason High. I don't know if you guys are
Oh
familiar
yeah,
with
of
him.
course. Yeah, World Series of UFC veteran, got released after that stupid push, and he's a great fighter though. He fought in World Series of Fighting as well.
Yeah, he's an OG, man, and he's actually a southpaw, and my opponent's southpaw, and he spent a lot of time with me, man, that I really appreciate, and of course I worked with Grant and Kevin Kroom, those guys. Uh, Man, I hate to leave anybody out, but all those guys are always super welcoming and really help me out and try to kick my butt at the same time.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight? I imagine James will be there with you.
Yeah, James and Rolly's the same. I'm actually bringing Bryce this time, so.
Oh, cool. Okay, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always had me in his corner, and I got a lot of love for him. And there's not many people. I look around at the gym and West Side, and there's not a lot of guys that have really just stuck around my entire career, but he's one of them, and he's someone I could really count on, and I'm glad to have him in there going into war with me, man.
And also, I'm sure just to lighten the mood during fight week, right? Bryce is a bit of a character. It's probably nice to just have that energy around you, right?
100%.
That's cool. I know you feel like you're going to get your hand raised. How do you envision the fight playing out next Saturday? How do you see it going down?
As my camps went on and between the last fight and this fight, one thing I've tried to raise is my fight IQ, and I really believe that we've put together a game plan to put this guy away. I believe the way we're going to do that is I'm going to put some forward pressure on this guy, let my hands go, and put this guy away with the knockout. But man, I say that, but man, I've been in the gym all week and these last few weeks, and my jiu-jitsu has been so good. So, I might have to take him to the ground. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. And I got to ask you about the main event of that card. Obviously, Kattar, Chikaze, a fight I'm sure you're paying attention to. With it being in your division, I was curious how you think that one plays out, because, again, that's your division.
What a fight. Anyone would tell you, and anyone would know that I think Kattar holds the advantage with his hands. And that Giga, he has got a liver kick that'll, man, take you away. So I think it's a great fight. I think if Kattar's able to walk him down and get into punching range, he can win. But on the outside, Giga is too quick, man, and may just light him up with those kicks. So it's a toss-up for me, and one I wouldn't bet on.
Okay, fair enough. And then I wanted to ask you about a couple other fights. There's that Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane fight, I think the week after you, for the heavyweight title. Who do you like in that one? That's an interesting fight. Former teammates.
Yeah, that's such an interesting thing, teammates fighting. You always wonder, one of them kind of knows, like in training, one of them's gotten the better of the other, so it's kind of in their head. And then also in your mind, it's like, man, what are you going to do on game night? Now, for me, strategically, I would say Cyril Gane. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you said right. Yeah.
I think he's got the upper hand. He's a bit quicker. He's a bit more. He seems to be a little bit better technical striker, and I think he's going to get it done, and he's going to be the champ for a while. Now, let's not disfactor
Francis,
the champ. Now, he lands one punch and that's it. So it's an interesting matchup, but I'm going with that Cyril Gane, the challenger.
Okay, and then big fight also on that card is Brandon Moreno and Davison Figueiredo in the flyweight division. So the trilogy fight between them. Who do you favor in that one? Who do you think gets it done?
I'm a Moreno fan, dude, and I just love his story, and I'm going with him.
And then two more quick ones. Israel Adesanya and Robert Whittaker for the middleweight title, their rematch. Who do you favor in that one? Who do you think gets it done?
It's sad, because I'm a Whittaker fan, dude. He is a dog, dude, and being a dog myself, I love watching his fights, but Izzy's just got his number, and Izzy is just the truth, man. So I got to give it to Izzy.
Okay, and last one, Islam Makhachev and Beneil Dariush, February 26th main event, lightweight division. Who do you like in that one? Islam, of course, is Habib's sort of heir apparent, and Beneil's, at a King's MMA, really good, well-rounded fighter.
I'm going with Islam, the first one you mentioned, man.
Okay. That sounds good. We just are at the start of the year here. I know you're kicking off the calendar year for the UFC with your card. Are you a guy that sets goals every year? Are you someone that does New Year's resolutions and things like that? And if so, would you mind sharing some here? Because I'm always curious to hear them.
Sure, man. 100% I am. I think it's very important. And anyone that's listening, I think and anybody that has been any bit of successful in my life that has kind of mentored me in any way has always told me to set goals and to set out to do them. And a couple of mine in a perfect world, I win 3 fights this year. And then with those wins, I really want to invest. There's some things I've got my eye set on that I want to invest in, and potentially my own gym. So that's a few things that's on my mind, and of course, I want to see my son do well. We've set a few small goals for him. I got him a guitar for Christmas, so I'd like to see him do well with that, and of course do well with school. But just I want to see my son hit it, hit all his goals, and those are a few of mine.
And sticking with music, what'd you think of Bryce's rap album that he dropped? I thought he was really good. Like, sometimes you see like Woodley dropping stuff and people making fun of him, but I thought everyone, from what I've seen, and I even listened to it myself, he's been pretty much universally loved for what he's put out there. So just your thoughts as his friend and teammate.
Oh my goodness, dude! So he comes over one night. I cooked some deer meat, man. He came over and hung out. And we're out by the car, and he's like, "Man, I want you to listen to this mixtape." I'm like, "All right," He's like, "This is me," and like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. First and foremost, I was nervous because I can't lie to my buddy. It's like, man, if his song sucks, I'm gonna have to tell him.
Right.
And that's a tough thing for me. I love Bryce. I don't want to hurt his feelings, but I was like, man, I'm gonna have to tell this dude if this sucks. So I watched the video. I listened to his songs, and we're a couple songs in, and dude, I'm blown away at how well he did. I did not. I don't mean this in a bad way, but I didn't expect it to be so good, but it was good, and man, kudos to him. Like, who else has the nuts to go and do something like that and not be afraid to put it out there? Like, so if there are any haters, it's like, man, you have to give him a bit of respect for even having the courage and the nuts to go out there and take that chance and do it. And I think he done well.
You always do well in these interviews, TJ. Always appreciate the time, man. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, sponsors, social media, I'll give you the last word.
I want to thank I want to thank the two gyms that has put so much time into me: Westside MMA, Glory MMA, and of course my sponsor. I mean, not my sponsor, my my manager, Jason House with Iridium. But I also want to take this time to thank everyone that's helped me at the gym, as far as like helped me with training, helped me with covering my classes, and also everyone that's helped with my son. With training camp, it's tough, and it really takes a village to raise that boy, and I just want to thank everyone that's had a hand in that and helping me.